very good day to you and welcome to the program. I want to speak to you today about that word compromise. It's actually become quite a topical word, especially amongst government officials all over the world. We want to compromise this and we want to compromise that, and it means nothing. It actually means you don't want to stand up for truth and righteousness. That's what it means. No, but we must live and let live, and all roads lead to heaven, and do unto your fellow man as you'd have him do unto you, and that's it. No, folks, all roads do not lead to heaven. Not according to my Bible. If we look at John chapter 14, verse 6, Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life, and no one goes to the Father but by me. That doesn't tell me that all roads lead to heaven. Okay? What we need to do in these last days, we must stop being fair weather Christians. What is a fair weather Christian? Well, a fair weather Christian is I'm a believer when everything's going well for me. But when things are not going well for me and I don't understand what's happening, then I just turn my back on God. I'm hearing that too much. We've got to stop that, folks, because I'm telling you, we're coming to the end. We're already living in the last days. The Lord never promised us that it was going to get easier. What He did promise us, that He would walk with us through the fire. If we go to the book of Ruth, chapter 1 and verse 14. There's Naomi. She's lost her husband. She's lost her 2 sons. They died in the land of Moab. She's got her 2 daughters-in-law. They come from Moab. They're not Israelis. And they're going with her back to Israel. And halfway down the road, she says to them, look, go back to your people. I'll go on my own. And the one went back to her people. The other one said, I'm not leaving you. Look at this. Ruth chapter 1, verse 14. Then they lifted up their voices and they wept. Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clung to her. Orpah said, okay, thank you, Mom. I'm going back to my people, back to my gods. And she kissed her mother-in-law, and the widow went back. The other widow said, I'm not leaving you. And she just hung on to her. I'm going with you. And you know what happened? She went back to Israel, and we know the story. She met Boaz. She got married. She had a wonderful life. She had children. And she became part of the royal line. The royal line where Jesus came from. So when you and I get to heaven, we're going to see Ruth. She's going to be part of the royal family. That's right. And she wasn't an Israeli by birth, but she was an Israeli through her faith in God, just like you and me. I want to say to you, when the going gets tough, don't turn back. You never hear of Orpah again. Never again. She goes back to her people. I don't know what happened to her. She served her gods. Well, that means she wasn't going to heaven anyway. But Ruth stuck to her guns. She went through hardship with her mother-in-law. She didn't have to. Her husband had died. She was free to remarry. No, I'm following you. I just want to read to you a couple of things I picked up the other day. And it might just encourage you not to compromise. Peer pressure is one of the worst things for compromise. Everybody else is doing it, so therefore it must be right, I'll do it too. No, if it's not in this book, don't do it. People who always bend backwards to please everyone else soon weaken their spine. God is expecting you and I to have stainless steel backbones. Okay? We'll go anywhere as long as it's forward. David Livingstone said that. Please all and you will please none. You can't hunt with the hounds and run with the hares. Doesn't work like that. Those who follow the crowd are quickly lost in it. And then lastly, madness for sheep to talk peace with a wolf. You don't compromise, you don't talk to the enemy. You pray for them. Goodbye.
We trust that you have been blessed by today's message. For more information, please visit angusbuchan.com.